Sunday night. I am at the beginning of Fremont Street. I did show you Fremont Street before, but I wanted to show you how busy it can be. So, just to show you where we are. This is Plaza. That's Main Street Station. Very cute historical place to check. And this is Fremont Street. And Golden Gate is right here. Golden Gate. Now Sunday evening, I will show you the light show and all that as well, but the light show plays every hour on the hour. It's going to be packed, so I will pause it often. But this is what you meet when it's really on busy nights at Fremont. You've got bands playing for free. The free bands playing, and that's during the weekend, but during summer you might have it more often. Not when it's quiet, you know, low season, you do not have that in low season, only during the weekend. And then you get people overly dressed and it's all fun. Gentlemen's clubs. Band further down. Now, because it's 10:40 at night and it's Sunday night, it's not as packed as it could be. Sometimes it's so packed you cannot walk. Just to show you, that's where the light show will perform beyond. Two bands so far, and it's Sunday night in June 2014. Now it's a little bit quieter here. Can you imagine, guys, if you actually have a room at Golden Gate overlooking Fremont Street? And I showed you Golden Gate, and it's the same if you have a room overlooking Fremont Street in that plaza, and it's the same at Golden Nugget. So if you want quiet, you have to have a room overlooking the other side. Otherwise, you will be in a big party until about 2 o'clock. So now this is being, I'm actually walking away from the bands. The bands are at the beginning at the plaza side, okay? Plaza side. But you have a lot of, little places, and you've got people dressed up, you see? Now I gotta tell you a little story about all these street performers as it is. I read, call it rumors, but that's what I read, that there's been an increase in police force on Fremont Street because all these street performers were apparently, and I'm giving you the rumors right there, hustling for money. Like if you take a picture, they want money. And it's actually something that you're not obliged to do. It's up to you. If you take a picture, you might want to give them $1. But apparently some tourists were feeling a little bit too pushed, and so there were some problems, but it's been straightened out. I actually like the fact that the tourist areas are very protected. Vegas is all about tourism, and they want their tourists feeling safe and feeling happy and not feeling pressurized to do anything except for gamble. So, it's very lively. It's very lively. You got a lot of street performers. Hopefully I'm not shaking too much, but I'm walking. So you can see the crowds, and you can decide if something that you want to do. I think if you're a first timer in Vegas, and you have enough time, coming downtown is a must, really. Just because it's a bit old. All these old resorts and hotels, it's nice. And Main Street in particular, I'll show you later on. I showed you in the day as it happens already. But it's a must-see because it's different from the Strip, isn't it? And by the way, I already show you this all the time when I'm here, but this is where you actually get the Deuce. Sorry, scratch that. The express bus, you get it right here. Can you see it at all? So, Golden Nugget on one hand, Binion on the other corner, and the Fremont on that corner, and Four Queens there. So that's where you get your express bus that takes you to the Strip and other areas of Vegas. And we've got a page dedicated to that. There are bars outside, as you can see. It's very, very lively. If you don't have a lot of money, you can feel like you're joining a party just by walking around here. If you're noise sensitive, the first part of the Fremont Street with the bands, you might want to wear earplugs, believe it or not. It's really, really loud. My ears are really sore right now. If you're noise sensitive, if you're young, you probably don't care. But if you're a bit older and noise sensitive, bear that in mind. Or I wouldn't bring little children here, especially that section. If they're sleeping, they'll be woken up in a second. But there are several around, I don't know if it's maybe for an older child, not for a little child. But you do have little things, little street performance trying to attract, children, taking a picture with them and so forth, as you can see. Of course, your artists selling their work. And there is going to be more music, there's going to be more bands as I proceed. Or more music. So there's this section here. If you don't know what this is where you have, you ride the zip. And from here to the other side of Fremont Street is where the zip line high there on the roof runs. And we do have a section telling you what this is all about. Basically, you pay a fee, of course, and you ride the zip all the way like that, all the way to that end of Fremont Street. Okay, as you can see, there are more bands. This is Four Queens. Sometimes I have to stop to show you better, I guess. The air is pretty stuffy because, that's kind of closed up. It is outside, we are outside, but the roof is obviously closed up because of the light show. And so it's not fresh, the air. as it could be, but it is very hot. June is very hot. Okay, this is the other podium where there's another band performing.
He's the most talented guy in the whole world. Janine Valentine, who sings along. Unbelievably smoking hot, it's unreal. And her voice is unbelievable. Please go see the Shintas, man, alright? Where's all my Montana people at? You in the house? Some of y'all are lying. North Dakota? Oh, so we related, you think? People in North Dakota think we related somehow. Like they skipped the sheep and came straight over to the west side of
The
Montana.
D, so if you book the D.
This song's for all you all tonight. Thank you for hanging out, alright?
I'm not going to let you listen to the music. I'm sorry about that. But what I was saying is, if you book the D, you will have, and Golden Nugget on this side. Sorry, I apologize. The Four Queens I meant. On this side, as you can see, that tower and the D tower on my left. Lots of night. Lots of music at night. So bear that in mind when you book. Summarize this for you on top-buffet.com. This is country music, by the way, so it's a little softer. And this is another overview of the Fremont Street section that we've walked so far. I've seen a lot fewer street performers today. Maybe it's because of these new measures that they've implemented. They've carried out bars on the street, of course, and the word is that drinks are cheaper in downtown Vegas. So if you're on a budget, you want to have a bit of a good time, coming here if you're young is probably a good idea. You'll get cheaper drinks and cheaper food. That's something to bear in mind, though you don't have to. There are other options. And we talk about that on top-buffet.com, of course. So more street performers. He's pretty good, huh? Pretty good. Your cheap stores, and I mean cheap in terms of your tourist stuff, stuff that you buy and then you forget about it, and it probably stays in your luggage too. And then you've got your Walgreens here, some more street performance on a smaller side, and the police forces. I tell you, there's a lot more police force now than before. It feels good that actually you feel really safe. I got more stores. I'll show you again, overlooking Fremont Street from this side. Some kind of cheap stores, quote unquote. Not cheap because they're cheap, but because they look cheap. But it is a very party atmosphere, and I think a lot of people will like it. Now, I've come here a lot of times. We come to Vegas so often, and I wouldn't necessarily seek this out anymore because it's too loud for me. I mean, it's like when you've done things 3 or 4 times and you don't necessarily want to do them over and over. I actually prefer to, personally, I prefer to check into a really nice resort and do a bit of gambling, a bit of good eating. But if you're a first timer, you have to come and see it, of course. And that's the zip line. Look, I'll show you. Hopefully, you see, you just pay, you go up there, and then you ride the zip. Look, they're riding it right now. Can you see it? That's where, and there they go. And they'll end up, so you can see it? Right there where I showed you before. end up right there. So that's riding the zip, guys. Something that you can do downtown. Now this section here, it's towards the end, but I'll still show it to you because that's where you actually have to pay to ride the zip, okay? Again, it's up to you to decide if you want to do it or not. I mean, this is one of the things that you can do. It's not free. It's not free. There are other things you can do if you don't want to pay. But coming to Fremont Street and experiencing it all is certainly a free activity. You don't have to pay anything. Now I'm going to go to the other side. There you go. Your bars and your restaurants on this very end of Fremont Street. You got your sign right there. The famous Heart Attack Grill. If you're over 350 pounds, you eat free, but I have to tell you, you shouldn't eat a super loaded burger if you're 350 pounds. However, if you're not, you probably want to try this place out. It's closed now. World's highest calorie burger. Look at that. One burger, it will give you over 9,000 calories. That's like what you're supposed to eat in 5 days if you're a woman and 4 if you're a man. How's that? In terms of calories. Okay, now that's the Fremont East District. And I'm gonna go there too. But before that, I'm gonna stop this video because that's the Fremont Street. You know, exactly. Then of course you can go on further, and I want to show you a few other things actually. But there you've got a nice walkway that will take you to the cheap, budget resort El Cortez, and that's where you actually get on the deuce. That's where you get on the deuce on this side of Fremont Street, which I call it the El Cortez side, which is kind of over there. So you have the deuce here, and it's on one side of Fremont Street, right by the Heart Attack Grill, okay? And then what you can hear is karaoke, you know. And further out there's as I said, the Fremont East District, and I'll show you a little bit of that. Actually, I'm going to do it right now so that you have a good idea. Whilst I'm waiting to cross, I wanted to tell you, you don't feel unsafe at all. You feel very safe, especially, you know, those peak nights like Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. Very safe. And in the summer, presumably, it's many nights are peak nights, busy nights anyway. If you come in low season, in the winter low season, then of course it's not quite so, it's still very, very, very safe, but it's not quite so lively. I have to show you these parrots. They're real, These gorgeous parrots are real. So you find that too. It's absolutely fantastic in that respect. It may not be something for everybody, but I wanted to show you so that you can make up your own mind. But I will talk about that in detail on top-buffet.com. As you can see, there's an increased police presence in uniform and not. That's really safe. It's really safe, you know. It always was. But as I say, there was that little thing about street performers perhaps hassling a little bit for money, and some tourists were put off. That's what I read. And this is a new thing, by the way. It's something that some news or rumors, call it whatever, that came out. News that came out today. So this is the East Fremont East District. It used to be pretty dead, and now they are livening it up, you know, as you can see. And many years ago, when I was walking along this area, I no longer felt safe. The moment I would leave Fremont Street, I would feel unsafe. Now it's not the case. There are people at all. I mean, it's almost 11 o'clock. And actually what I have to do, I have to go back. I wanted to show you this area a bit more, but I'm gonna have to go back quickly because the light show starts, although I suppose I can show you the one at midnight. The light show starts very shortly. But I wanted to show you, this is where you go to El Cortez. This is the old El Cortez. I mention it because it's one of the really, really super affordable budget resorts, hotels, and it's well worth considering. We've got videos on their rooms. Of course, the cabana rooms are a bit more expensive and they're a bit more modern, a lot more modern, but it's clean. So it's something to consider if you are really on a tight budget and don't want to be right in the middle of the noise, you know, but it's up to you. There are lots of budget options in downtown Vegas, but if you say check into the D and it's right overlooking the band, then on some nights it might be a bit too noisy for you. Again, it might not be. I'm going to go back and show you the light show, and this section of Fremont Street I want to go on and show you a couple of new things that are taking place, new things for you to see, but I'm gonna have to do it on a different video because I don't want to miss the light show, guys. So check out our other videos on this channel. It's easy to do, and for any more information on the free things to do in Vegas, check us out on top-buffet.com. We do have a section on must see and must do in Vegas. We are updating it right now because we have discovered new things to do that are totally free and totally cool. Really, 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 really interesting. Even for those who are intellectually oriented, they want to see something different. I've got something in it for you guys. So check us out on top-buffet.com. Now I'm going to go back. Hopefully the live show will start soon. I won't be able to speak, but you can see it. I think it's starting. You see the people riding the zip? I hope you saw them. Idea of what the light show is. I cut it out a little bit because I wanted to show you different light shows within the program. So when it was repetitive, I cut it out, so to speak. But hopefully it's giving you a good idea of what to expect for the light show on Fremont Street. Now I'm going to go and show you this other area that I promised I would show. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you, the container park. Before that, basically, this is what it is. That's the Fremont Street, the main Fremont Street area that I showed you, where the light show was. And this is one side of El Cortez, and the really outer side, not the hotel side, where the casino is only. And then you got these shoes here rotating. Isn't that cute? And Container Park is right there. I'll show you. This is what you find towards the entrance of Container Park, this big heart. And there it is, you see? It's closed now. I've come all the way out. Anyway, this is really the end of Fremont Street. I'll get back to that in a second. I mean, I wouldn't, as a tourist, I wouldn't go beyond the Container Park. It's actually a really good landmark. It's really busy a little bit earlier on. Of course, now it's too late, being past 11 o'clock. But you got this pretty unmissable landmark, downtown Container Park. And so you've got the car park of El Cortez, and you can see the El Cortez Hotel on the other side. And that way you go back to Fremont Street, where the tourist area really is. I would not, if you're worried about safety, I think it's absolutely fine up to a point. In fact, I've never had a problem in Vegas, but you know, I keep to the tourist areas or the busy areas or the areas where there are people. So I wouldn't go beyond that. I mean, but of course it's up to you. This is just my opinion. And now I'm going to go in as much as I can to show you what I'm talking about. But we do talk about the Container Park on top-buffet.com. It's another thing you can visit for free, although if you start buying drinks and food and so forth, it won't be free anymore. So actually I managed to be able to see you what it is. Pets not permitted, except for company, you know, like guard, dogs for the blind and so forth, work dogs. And under 18 not admitted without a legal guardian, and after 9 o'clock only 21 plus. It's an adult area after 9 o'clock. So, but it does close at 11, and I did show you the light show, and that meant I couldn't show you this, but they were really closing. So what it is that there's lots of everything is made of containers, and it's real fun. It's a nice idea. I don't know if you can see it a little bit. There you go. It's all made of containers. And you got restaurants, bars, cafes, and so forth. If you want to come in after 9 o'clock, between 9 and 11, and you're an adult, you might actually like it. You know, it's something relatively new in downtown Vegas. It's a nice modern touch in downtown Vegas. So there's something else you can do. Okay guys, now as far as what else you can do in Vegas for free or not for free, depending on what you want, we have sections on that on top-buffet.com. We have a section of things to do for free in Vegas and around Vegas, and sections for things that are not free, that are interesting and worth doing. We try and focus on things that might not be what everybody knows, but I also talk about things that everybody knows, of course, you know, and you won't be left out. Nothing will be left out that is of significance. You know, I hopefully we'll put down things. We have down things there in that section, and we'll add things that are a little bit unique. And by that I mean you may not think about it offhand unless you are a seasoned traveler of Vegas and around Vegas. But if this is the first time, you might want to check that section. Okay guys, see you on top-buffet.com. I hope this has been of use, and do not hesitate to contact us via our contact page on top-buffet.com or this channel. Bye bye guys, from the Container Park in downtown Vegas. Now, as I'm walking back, I wanted to tell you that I met a couple of drunks that were yelling in my ear. Not pleasant, you know, nothing bad. It was just having a good time partying, but really loud. So beware that, of course, the later you come along, the worse it gets. This area here, just before, what on earth is that? Oh, I gotta show you that. Wow, it's a real snake, guys. Wow. Well, I'm glad I showed you that. So you see, you just be prepared for anything. But there will be people that have had a bit too much to drink in a way that's way over the top, and it might intimidate you if you're just the two of you or just alone, and you know, but nothing serious, you know, nothing concerning, you know, it's just people that are drunk, you know, and it gets a little bit worse later on. So now it's past 11 o'clock. And you know, if you want to come here, I wouldn't come too late if you are concerned. If you're a group of young friends, don't worry about anything, I presume. But that's just my opinion. I tell you guys, the smell of alcohol and booze, it's overwhelming. So you know what people come to do here, right? Because supposedly drinking is cheaper here in downtown Vegas, supposedly, okay? I don't know for sure. This is what the word out is. I don't know for sure because I don't really spend my time drinking alcohol. Sorry guys, I told you. I mean, not 24/7 anyway. I wanted to tell you because it really is. Everybody I ask, everybody will tell me, yes, you know, drinking in downtown Vegas is a lot more affordable. And there are spots where you can drink really for a very low price. But even even if on the strip, there are a couple of places you can try, and a couple of tips that I can give you from people that have told me over and over. People seeking out cheap drinks all the time. And we do have a section called cheap drinks in Las Vegas. And you see the light show is still going on, right? So I hope that this has definitely made you decide whether you want to check out this area in the evening. As I say, it's going to be very busy during the weekend. During low season, I mean, it's going to be a lot quieter. But during the weekend, of course, it's going to be almost as busy as it is tonight. Now, it's Sunday night, but it is summer now. It's June, so almost summer, and things are heating up in Vegas in many, many different ways. And one of the things is that it's a lot of people. So downtown Vegas will be busier and busier, noisier and noisier. Now I'm going to walk back and stop and show you only things that I have, new things that come up, new street performers and things and such. Otherwise I'll keep walking towards the beginning of Fremont Street. Shocking. Not for me, but well, you know, so lots and lots of street performers. Some of them want to be paid if you want to take a picture. As I said, I explained it all to you before. Oh yes, by the way, this is where the express buses leave. I'm going to be in the middle of the road risking my life. You see the beautiful downtown and strip express bus. You have to already have a ticket, but the tickets you can just buy them there at the kiosk. Beautiful bus, air conditioned, stunning bus. Supersedes many of the modern cities with their modern buses too. I'll show you the street performance I showed you earlier from the back. You gotta be pretty fit to wear an outfit like that.
I guess it's my turn.
Somebody took a picture of this old building in Fremont Street, the Pioneer. Old building, so I thought I'd show you as well, but it doesn't show very well, but I'm trying to do as much as I can. Very old building. There are some old buildings here, guys. It's a bit of a historical trip as well. We got an ABC store here, of course. I'm leaving the main Fremont Street, and as you saw from the beginning, I crossed the road and now I'm in front of Plaza, which is another, by the way, very, very affordable and semi-remodeled resort and casino. I actually kind of like staying here. We don't stay in downtown very much these days, but when I was staying downtown, it was a nice place to stay, especially from the remodeling. They comp you very, very easily, and by comping I mean they give you free stuff for your gambling. You don't have to gamble much, they treat you like your royalty. And what I wanted to say is I wanted to show you this cute, super cute Main Street station. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm going to have a separate video on that. But this is the historical landmark that you really should come to if you're into history. It's really phenomenal. It's really cute. Beautiful museum inside out, and it's a lot quieter here already. So bear that in mind, if you want to sleep, bear that in mind that this will go on. At 2 o'clock it'll be quiet, but if you go to sleep early, then bear that in mind. Okay, guys? I'm going to terminate. I'm going to end the video here. It's been long enough, but I will have other videos on downtown and, of course, the Main Street station, the historical place over there that you can see, and for tips and tricks, how to save money, how to get coupons, how to find things for free, how to get things for free, other absolute secrets that you have to know about the gems that you can see in Vegas and around Vegas that you might not have thought about, if you have a little bit of time, that is. And of course, the best places to eat for only a few dollars, and by that I mean really cool places to eat, and with delicious, delicious food for really a handful of dollars. The European viewers will be very pleased because they probably buy a sandwich for that kind of money, and you can have a full buffet. And some of them are really, really, really good. Not the one I'm looking at, unfortunately, because the place is so cool. You have to come and see it anyway. So see you on top-buffet.com. Tips and tricks for Vegas visitors. Bye-bye.